Hi everyone, it's Maddie Azra and I'm doing your guys' humility workshop, so enjoy my soothing voice as I do this. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is just kind of everything that's going on right now. So first of all, I miss everyone. Obviously this is a different time and I'm really sorry for everyone that was going through this, but I just kind of wanted to tell you some things you can do during quarantine. So first, spend time on social media, talking to your friends. Me, Mackenzie, and Maggie did a Netflix party the other day, and that was really fun. So definitely do that. Um, Kind of have a routine. So do things you would do normally, like get dressed, brush your teeth, like normal stuff like that. Find a hobby and definitely practice social distancing. So I've been really into meal prepping and baking. So yeah, and then you should also definitely try to exercise 30 minutes a day to regulate hormones, and it's also proven to help with mental health. But if you don't come out of quarantine with like a new hobby or routine, that's not a bad thing. It's perfectly okay. The most important thing is just to keep your body and mind healthy. Okay, so now going on. So here's some quotes that I found when I looked up humility, which I really like the C.S. Lewis one, which is humility is not thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. So humility is one of our 9 values, and you can also see it in the creed when it says to be humble in success without bitterness and defeat. So, being humble in success is much more than being polite when people are singing praises to you. It starts at the beginning, kind of with your intention of like whatever act you're performing. So, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to get attention or are you trying to like better the people kind of thing? And then being without bitterness and defeat is more straightforward, being a good sport. So we were taught that in kindergarten when we were younger, but it's still very relevant in our adult lives. So we are all intelligent, accomplished women who should be more focused on the success of our sisters rather than our own defeat. So I saw this and I thought I really like the part where it says empowered women empower women. Empowered women empower women, yes. So that kind of goes back to our theme of recruitment last year, which was be empowered, be Panhellenic. So let's empower one another regardless of our own successes or failures. So it is hard to be humble, especially in the current generation that we are in. Our generation is very self-focused, but as Zeta women, we should be living our values in our everyday lives. So if you consider, which it should be, if you consider humility a part of your values, you should be using it at every aspect of your life, which is hard to do. You know, I'm not perfect. It's one of the things I struggle with the most, especially with like getting competitive with like internships, grades, jobs, like even in Zeta, you know, people are constantly trying to be leaders, so it can definitely get hard. So, next, I did see this really cute story online when I looked up the virtue stories for humility. So I'll just go ahead and read that. So one hot afternoon on a beach, people noticed a young girl drowning. They quickly rescued her, and the little girl was unconscious. An old man from a nearby cottage hurriedly reached for the girl laid down on the seashore. As the old man was about to hold the girl, a furious guy warned the people surrounding the girl to step aside, including the old man. I was trained to do CPR. Stay out of this. Let me do it, the guy exclaimed. The old man stood up and stepped behind the guy and watched quietly while the latter was performing CPR for the girl. After almost a minute, the little girl regained consciousness, and the people around them felt relieved and began applauding the guy. The old man, who looked very happy, gratefully congratulated the guy as well. After 2 hours, however, the guy who saved the girl suddenly felt too much fatigue, experienced difficulty in breathing, and became unconscious. A few minutes later, he woke up in an ambulance, rushing him to the nearest hospital. Beside him was the old man he saw earlier at the beach, now checking his pulse rate. The old man did the CPR on him while he was unconscious. This time, he learned that the old man is a doctor. "Why didn't you tell me you're a doctor?" he asked. The doctor just smiled and answered, "It doesn't matter to me whether you call me a doctor or not. A precious life is in danger. I became a doctor not for fame, but to save lives. We had the same goal, and that was to save the girl. Nothing can surpass the feeling that you have just saved another life. There's a lot of things to be protected other than our ego." So I thought that was a perfect explanation of it because even though the old man was a doctor and knew what he was doing, he still was humble and didn't, and he just wanted to make sure that the girl was okay. Like, he didn't have to rub it in everyone's face that he was a doctor. So that was really awesome. So, as you can see, having a humble attitude has many benefits. Humility allows you to be your genuine self without reserve or regret. Humility eliminates or at least lessens jealousy and self centered attitudes, and humility can get you more respect in the end. Allowing others to be bigger than yourselves is a sign of great strength, not weakness. So, I hope you really took something away from this workshop. Um, like I said, it is something that I personally struggle with, and I'm sure a lot of us do. But it's just recognizing that and being able to work with others good and stuff like that. So, just to end it all, I like to do the Ellen be kind to one another because, we all need a little bit of that, especially during this time. So, be safe, be healthy, and I can't wait to see you guys.